Spoiler alert, it's a musical. It's Xanadu on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello, welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. I got Sam.
Hi.
I got Jackie.
Hello.
We just came from Xanadu.
Xanadu.
Now we're in the studio.
Studio.
Not as good.
Oh, okay.
Usually you don't want to come back from magical places, unless that magical place happens to be Xanadu.
Unless that magical place has to just be your job. Like if you're Charlie Day of Xanadu and you just have to clean up the toilets and let's face it, the semen, because it's the early 80s and everybody's boning at the disco. Like all those condom machines that are in bathrooms that have like the guy sitting on top of the hood of a Corvette looking at you seductively.
Yeah.
Those all came from Xanadu.
I think that you can go to the roller whatever now, and there's probably still some shady goings on, as it were.
Some backdoor. Well,
Backdoorin'.
well, I was thinking like
Some bathroom backdoorin'?
I was thinking like in the
Backdoor.
alleyway there might be like some guys passing out drugs or something, because isn't that backdooring as well?
I guess so. You know, and to come to think of it, when I was a younger man, and there's a time and a place for everything, and it's called college, I believe I did buy the drugs outside of the skate world.
The roller rink.
I did. I bought the drugs outside of the skate world one time.
Jackie, what's your roller rink experience?
I also went to the skate world, and now I'm just sad that Sam bought drugs at the skate world because,
It was in the parking lot.
well, I always thought that was such a wholesome place, and I just loved it. But I never ever won red light, green light when they played, even though I tried to trip the other kids around me, little bastards.
What's for our younger audience? Explain what red light, green light is.
So you're in your roller skates, and you all have your hand touching the back wall, and they go red light, and everybody skates, and they go green light, and then you have to stop. And then whoever makes it to the other side of the rink first gets a prize, and I never won.
So it's kind of like musical chairs, but with roller skates.
No, because everybody's just trying to skate over the top of everybody else to get to the other
So
side.
it's chaos.
Yeah.
It's chaos. That's why I was like trying to trip other kids, because I'm like, if you fall down and eat shit, you'll be behind me, and then I'll be able to win.
I think we did red light, green light just on foot in grade school.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember doing that.
Yeah,
I
we
remember
did it in
musical
gym.
chairs, but, sounds pretty lame. Why don't people roller skate anymore?
I'm telling you, go out to the roller drum. They're there.
Yeah, there's those people, but it's not near the cultural phenomenon that it was in the late 70s, early 80s.
Because those stupid buttholes made rollerblades, and those things sucked ass, and they hurt your ankles, and so everybody had ankle injuries from those, so they were like, well, fuck it, now we can't even roller skate.
You're done for life, huh?
You know, the rollerblades did like really cinch down your ankles. I would think that there would be probably infinitely more ankle injuries due to roller skates because they were just laced up and they weren't hard
because
plastic.
essentially they were just shoes that had wheels.
Wheels. Foot wheels.
Foot wheels, yeah. I don't know. I never went roller skating.
So before we go hard into this, I have to amend.
Hard into this.
No, it's not. This is where I'm going to go with this
You're going
right
to go
now.
soft into this?
Yeah, that's what I would do with Olivia Newton-John.
You're going soft.
Soft into it. Like, it's a semi, but, you know, it'll get going. And you know what? It's your fault. So I said two things about Olivia Newton-John in the point 5, and the first was that she fell on more than a few boners, and the second was she's pretty. I'm only going to stand behind the one of them. She's pretty. She's not sexy.
She is not sexy.
She
no, I'll
is
give you that.
not sexy. She's just
wholesome.
pretty.
She's very wholesome.
She's kind of homely. She's cute, but you can tell that, like, she's kind of a stick.
If you were on farmersonly.com, say, and you met Olivia Newton-John, say, and you dated and were having a good time, and you brought Olivia Newton-John home to your mother, who says live in a small town that has maybe 3,000 or 4,000 people in it, that half of the community is on farmersonly.com, your mother would be very excited about Olivia Newton-John. However, again, when it comes to the sexy time, you would be going in soft. The relationship, you would be back on Farmers Only, spending part of your time on Tinder looking for the ones that can get it up.
Yeah. No, she is the kind of gal you'd want your parents to meet, but not the kind that you want to bring home from a bar.
Indeed not. Jackie, want to weigh in on the
She doesn't care.
OLJ?
She just doesn't give a shit.
No.
Fair enough. How about Xanadu? How's Xanadu treat you guys? This is my second time as an adult through Xanadu, just so you know.
Mine too. And, honestly, I caught a lot more stuff this time around, and I was like, man, Xanadu is kind of a bitch.
There's more stuff to catch.
Wait, the movie's a bitch or the place is a bitch?
No, Olivia Newton-John's character,
Jesus.
Muse lady, Curie.
She's not Xanadu.
Oh, whatever. So, Curie, she is just kind of a bitch. She uses that young artist just to get her old lover going again. And, because he's probably got that semi you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
But, he's too old. So she's like, going to go with this young artist dude. But, yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of before we get into too many of the details. I do want to say, I like where you're going with that. I want to save it till the end. That's part of my question segment. How are the performances in this movie? Nobody stood out? Nobody stood out in particular?
Well, I mean,
The old guy did.
Gene Kelly.
Yeah, Gene Kelly was, he was really putting it out there, dude. He was a good dancer, and you could tell that he was uncomfortable doing some of the stuff he was doing. He's like, gotta do this for the young people. And you could tell he just kind of hated every minute of it, but he was trying to put on a good face.
Yeah, he's a showman.
Did Gene Kelly ever have a Travolta phase? Did he ever go away, or was he just always being Gene Kelly? And this was the
end of it?
The end of Gene Kelly.
Probably the end of it. I don't know.
I think I've only seen Dancing in the Rain.
Did make me remember the reason I brought up Olivia Newton-John not falling on a bunch of boners. She didn't have time because she was too busy learning how to be half-assed at everything. That was the other thing I noticed about it. She's an okay singer.
Yeah.
There's nothing fantastic about it. She's a clunky dancer. She does like all of these things moderately.
Mm-hmm.
She's the jack of all showman trades, and it stinks.
I just want to say that I was really super pissed that they put Gene Kelly in roller skates. And
it's a roller skate movie.
I kind of wanted to kick somebody in the fucking face for that one.
Well, it's a roller skate movie.
I know, but he's too classy to be in roller skates.
He looked as good as anybody on him. Like he really knew what he was doing. Like the man floats. He doesn't move. He floats.
Yeah, that's true. So I was like, dude, don't be putting that guy in roller skates. He's a classy man.
Yeah.
What's that skateboarding movie that was about the same time? The Tony Hawk movie?
Gleaning the Cube.
Yeah, Gleaning the Cube. I wonder if what would have happened with that thing if they'd been like, Gene Kelly, get on this skateboard, you float.
I don't know that he would skateboard so good.
Yeah, maybe not. How was your guys' experience with Michael Beck?
This is definitely my least favorite Michael Beck.
Oh,
yes.
You prefer him in Megaforce, even though he has like 2 lines.
I prefer him in The Warriors.
I prefer him greatly to I can't imagine that there's anybody with a functioning ball sack that would say, you know what? No, I like him in Xanadu better. No, everybody likes the freaking Warriors, Michael Beck. He's awesome in that movie.
Is that the main character guy?
Yeah, Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny.
Sonny, yeah. He's got a big nose.
He does have he's an odd looking gentleman.
He's a big head guy.
Yeah. And he's got the big hair to match the big head.
Yeah, you notice when he's skating I'm gonna skate through the mural bullshit sequence at the end, that the wind's hitting him, his shirt's open. There's not a lot to that guy, but there's plenty to his head.
Yes, indeed. He kind of, the whole time I was looking at him, just for a more modern day spin on things, he eerily looks like Matt Smith, the previous Doctor Who. He's got bigger eyebrows, but that's about it.
Huh.
Big head.
I thought he looked like Heath Ledger.
I can see that too.
He does look like Heath
Ledger. I
Ledger.
can see that too. Huh. He looks like everybody that's not good looking.
Yeah, I thought they could have gotten a better looking dude for this part.
He didn't even have to audition. Like, they wanted Andy Gibb. He didn't want to do it, and they're like, Michael Beck.
Who
What?
thinks of Michael Beck?
I don't know.
Somebody that was doing cocaine with him at a party.
Well, it must have been that, like, because the Warriors is 79, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it's not.
Or it's like 78. So it's right in there.
No, because, I think it's 79. But it's before this, I think.
Right, right.
But, like, that was a big deal, I guess. He's an up-and-comer.
Uh-huh.
Because he gets this and Megaforce.
Yeah, but Megaforce was like 83, right?
81.
Oh, shit.
It's like right after this. This
The
guy...
follow-up to Xanadu was Megaforce, and you got 2 lines, buddy.
Yeah, like, there's people that, like, the candle burns bright. He was like an M80. There was a fuse, he popped, and that was it.
Yes.
Apparently, he went on to do some fine things on the stage, I guess.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pornos.
He went on to do some fine things on Olivia Newton-John's face.
Sticking it to the ladies.
Probably not, though, because she was too busy learning how to be shitty at running remote control cars that day. Some activity.
Well, this movie is an achievement in genre bendingness of it being crap. Well, because it's a musical.
No, it's a fucking music video.
It's a dance.
It's
video.
a 90-minute
It's a
music
dance
video.
skull. It's a drama. It's a comedy. It's a romance. It's like too much.
It's like watching MTV for a fucking hour.
Yeah, it is like watching.
No,
MTV
it's
for
seriously
an hour.
just music videos. That's why I can't really get on the director.
MTV in 1984.
Yeah.
Right, not MTV
No,
today.
I mean, there's probably shit that people did in music videos for 10 years based on this fucking thing.
Yeah, that's probably true. Lots of neon.
Yeah.
So much neon makes you want to puke.
The only
I like neon.
everybody does.
I don't like neon. I think it sucks.
The
I
open
hate
sign at the
pastels.
bar.
I hate neon. Both of them say to me, like, what, you don't have enough balls to be an actual fucking color? Like, how about red? What's wrong with red?
Did you ever own a hypercolor shirt when you were a kid?
I didn't.
You're a loser.
I could not, my family couldn't afford
Yeah,
shit
we
like
couldn't
that.
afford shit like that. But
Poor people.
but I knew lots of people that had them. And my question to you guys,
You guys were poor.
So,
so are you, dickhead.
yeah.
You had
We
less
were-
money
My
than...
parents could afford a hypercolor shirt.
Well, we couldn't afford to drive to the big city to get one. My question...
My dad had a bullshit free zone in our house.
What is the point of the hypercolor shirt? This is the last tangent I want to get on, but I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
So you put your hand on it and it changes colors, or you like everybody gets to know where you
No,
sweat at.
Speaking of musicals, Tommy, touch me, feel me.
Right.
That's the whole point of it. Like,
No, I think it seriously like has one ideal scenario for the
There-
hypercolor.
yeah.
You got hands on your tits.
yep, it's like a built-in defense.
I'm the guy, or I'm the girl in high school that's got hands on her tits. Look at me. Everybody wants to touch my boobies.
Yeah.
Or you're the fat kid that got your shirt like trapped in your fat rolls, and so you've just got these like
Line
hypercolor
creases.
lines going through your
That's what it would be.
shirt.
All right, Xanadu. Starts out with the Universal logo through time.
Only certain movies get to fuck with the logo, but this is one of them.
I know. What?
Well, obviously they spent $20 million in 1980 on this shit. They thought this was going to be the biggest fucking thing ever.
God.
And it had a spaceship.
There's a freaking biplane, and it's like 20 eras music, swing music, and then 60s. You got one of those.
Why did it have a fucking spaceship?
Because it's saying that Universal will be in the future. This is the present with the Xanadu.
Well, that
and then it goes
spaceship-
into the future because of the spaceship. It's a symbolism.
That spaceship looked like a Roomba.
Yes, it did. It was quite
Well,
shitty.
the Concorde looked like shit too, so.
They were saying that we're going to be here forever because Xanadu is going to be so amazing.
Because Fast 5 will keep the doors open.
Yeah.
Or the Fast and the Furious franchise. Fast 7, whatever they're up to now.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Beck is a
Douchebag.
douchebag. Let's face it, he's a douchebag. He plays a guy named Sonny, and Sonny, at the beginning of this film, is essentially unemployed. He apparently is branching out on his own as a freelance artist of some
Artiste.
sort. But he doesn't seem to have any jobs. He just keeps drawing garbage. They're like halfway done pieces of art, whatever, drawings, and then rips them up and's like, oh, this is shit. I'm crap at this. I'm totally crap.
Yeah, but you need to back up, though, because the very first scene is Gene Kelly playing the clarinet on the rocks if the sun's coming up and the ocean's coming in. And he's...
Yeah, I don't think we need to go into every single scene in this movie.
It is pretty stupid.
It is.
Yeah, because I'm like,
stupid.
what the hell's up with that guy? And then they cut to douchebag artist guy.
And I'm going to make an album called Clarinet on the Rocks, when I spend 30 minutes learning how to play the clarinet in the manner of Olivia Newton-John.
So, back to Michael Beck, because he's important. He
paints bullshit.
He paints bullshit.
He
but
paints himself.
I kind of
a lot
got
of that.
too. Some of
I'm
it's
gonna get back to that.
abstract, but some of it is just guys with big heads in charcoal.
Guys that look a lot like him.
Yes, suspicious. Well, he gets frustrated and he tosses one of his ripped up things out into the street. And it floats down the Santa Monica Boulevard into an alleyway that has a mural on it.
A really bad one.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's pretty butts.
It's charcoal again.
Electric Ladies mural.
Electric Ladies. I wish we had something like that in our town. I mean, we
We've
do.
got
do.
a few.
Yeah,
They're
we
on
do,
all the
but-
trash cans.
So this mural has some neon ladies on it.
Well, it does. I mean, it has just. It's just a mural, but they turn neon.
Yeah.
That's how they come to life
Yeah, I
because they're
guess.
brought to life by shitty paintings.
Well, they're a little colorful.
Yeah, it was colorful. It's got a lot of purple.
Yeah, purples, pastels. My thought is that Michael Beck causes the women to come out of this mural when they start glowing and coming out of it and being people, and I'm Alive by ELO happens. Litter, there's a statement here that litter really can ruin a city.
So you're saying that them coming out of that mural is ruining the city?
Yeah, that was a nice mural, and then Michael Beck's trash fucked it up, and now it's just a crappy
Bunch
one
of-
that has no mountains.
Dancing floozies all over the town with their laser bullshit behind them.
Laser
Hey, one of them
bullshit.
was wearing a muumuu.
What?
But they weren't all. I couldn't tell what the hell those things. Like Sandal Bergman had an open front dress. Everybody else is wearing whatever you call
linens.
Yeah, the black lady with the penis on her head, she
Okay.
had a muumuu on.
that. Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
It
thought-
was just so awful.
I thought a muumuu was like what fat people wear.
Yeah.
No, those are like nightgowns with big prints, and they usually have like an elastic thing around around about your waist / boobs, so that you don't have to really try very hard. You can just go out in this thing, be like, it's a nightgown and a dress for the afternoon.
That sounds awesome.
Well,
My
Olivia
grandma
Newton.
liked to wear those.
Yeah, I'd wear those.
Olivia Newton-John's dress was a bathrobe and the curtains.
Yeah.
I still
They
can't
were
figure
also
out.
poor. They could not afford hypercolor.
There's nothing to grab. I was really disappointed. I had no idea how frumpy she was.
Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, I thought she was prettier than that.
She can look good, I think.
I think if you get her head on, she looks
Yeah,
okay. You start to
yeah.
get a profile
Not too
and
close up.
mm-mm.
Yeah. I think she's got some bad skin problems. Let's
rake Olivia Newton-John
Yeah.
over the coals.
So Michael Beck feels that he's not doing well as a freelancer. So he has to go back to his old job, which is at the record studio. What is this place?
It's a place that you make paintings of album covers to for promotional purposes.
that also has a recording studio at it.
It's outside of it's like part of the studio.
So is it
So-
all one business, or is this like
yeah, this
hey,
is
you
part of like
outsource
whatever records, Moonbeam.
Yeah, Moonbeam.
Moonbeam Records.
Neon Lady?
They're in like the upper west wing in the corner doing promotional bullshit.
All right,
The
all
real
right.
magic happens in that room that they skate around later.
So he goes back there where he used to work and complains that he's not doing a good job at freelancing.
Because he was just painting pictures of himself.
He doesn't. You know what? It may not be that he's a bad freelance artist. He's apparently a terrible salesman because he doesn't have any clients.
No, and you don't get any money for painting pictures of yourself.
No, nobody's going to pay you for that.
No.
You have to take jobs and do them. I think.
Yeah, you'd
No,
think so.
if it was me, people would be buying those paintings off the rack.
Some of his paintings were
If-
on lined paper. I don't know if anyone noticed
If
that.
they were paintings of you painted by yourself, they would be flying off the rack.
Oh yeah, everybody wants a painting of me.
Okay. So, on that note, I guess we won't do the podcast anymore, and we'll just have you do paintings of yourself, because we'll be rich!
Because, yeah, this is what's getting the cash right here.
Yeah, I think you've got about as much ability to make money as Michael Beck does.
Hey, my stick figures are awesome.
So, he skates around town, because it's a roller skate movie, and while skating, he has a woman sneak up on him. It's one of the muses. She pushes him in the back and then plants one on him and then skates away and disappears.
Yeah.
Well, later he sees her on a record cover that he has to paint.
It also has the club bullshit on it.
Yes, the Future Club. He gets this record that he has to paint, and then he just says,
Fuck
"Hey,
it.
it's that lady I saw earlier. I'm out."
This guy is the guy.
The guy.
He's the guy that you worked with for a week before he got fired that will find any goddamn excuse to do something that isn't what he's supposed to be doing. And it's like, oh yeah, going to the fucking beach is so much less work than just painting that goddamn picture, right?
Yeah.
Just paint the goddamn
Just paint
picture.
He's apparently the fastest painter that's ever existed. That's why the guy's rehiring him.
Even though he's gone all the time.
He does not get one done. Not one painting done in this movie. He starts with the record cover, and he never finishes it.
No, he does not. And it's like a 3-day period that he doesn't finish it. And if it's really taking that long to make these paintings, they're all in the wrong business.
Yes, indeed. So he goes out and wanders about town looking for OLJ, because he doesn't know her name yet, Olivia Newton-John. And he just wanders around town.
Until he buys popcorn and
Oh.
meets the clarinet man.
No, that was later when he has to take the record, right? I don't know.
Oh, no, it's because he has to meet him first, and then he sees him again
Yeah.
when he's hanging up the record stuff. And he's like, oh, hey, clarinet. And he's like, hey. And then they go back to the guy's really awesome apartment, and...
Doesn't he steal the scooter and crash off the pier before that?
Should we just say fuck it to the whole, like, going in order thing?
Well, there's really, it's hard to
Okay,
keep
so this-
track of because
this
it's
is
like,
what happens. So he says, fuck it, I gotta go find this lady. So he goes back to the beach to find her. He sees her. He's, wait. And then he borrows a scooter from two bimbos. Oh, no, wait. Okay, so wait.
it's so interesting.
So he buys popcorn, then he meets clarinet guy, and then him and clarinet guy are talking, and he sees her, Olivia Newton-John, and he's like, hey, wait, and then he borrows a scooter,
Yeah.
and then he crashes said scooter into the pier, and he goes into the water, and then clarinet guy is like, mysteriously, this is the fastest running old man you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he
It's
just gets
there.
there instantly.
Yeah, he's there on the pier, and he's like, let me buy you a cup of coffee, dipshit. And then they go in, they have a cup of coffee, and he's like, I gotta find her. So he starts taking off, and then Gene Kelly goes, oh, let me give you some advice. Don't look near the water, or whatever he says.
Dum.
Right, so
Yeah.
now we're up to the next scene.
It's interesting how difficult it is to keep track of the 8 plot points in the movie that aren't music videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get
It would
lost,
be easier.
then only 6 things fucking happen.
They're all kind of the same, though. It's mostly
is.
just Sonny wandering around
With a poopy
town
face, looking for a girl who's kind of pretty.
Yeah.
What a great movie.
Hey, more shit happens in this than Megaforce.
Absolutely. And more shit happens. And yeah, that's the one thing is you can't, like, very little happens. It has a story.
Uh-huh.
There are events and things happen. But very few things happen.
Yes.
You know, honestly, if Gene Kelly would not have been in this movie, I would have probably shot myself in the face.
Really? He was the thing?
He was the thing that was keeping me sane throughout this movie. I'm like, I really like him.
He
And
does
he-
kind
he-
of tie it together.
Yeah,
I
he's a
think.
good dancer. You know, he's a great actor.
And it seems like some of it they kind of like wrote around him, like the whole getting dressed scene. Like, we need to get something in here because people are going to be getting tired of Olivia Newton-John and Michael Beck hugging each other in a circle. Let's get Gene Kelly to do another dance number while he's changing his clothes. And it wasn't the previous dance number with Olivia Newton-John, the tapping in his house, is obviously choreographed.
He did that himself, and it took 3 days, and he basically kicked everybody except for the cinematographer, gaffer, and the director out. It was a closed set, and he was like, apparently she couldn't dance very well, would be my thought there.
Uh-huh.
Well, she
Did
looks
he-
like a Clydesdale trying to glide through the fancy apartment. Just like clumpity clump, clump. And then here he is, just kind of floating along beside her, looking at her like, you are just fucking our number, lady.
She's the Tommy Wiseau of dance music movies.
Something. Was it just me, or did it seem like it on screen looked like this is what I can do with her?
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like to me, is that he was like, this is what I can do with her.
Usually you get the dancing guys that are good dancers and they're not even paying attention. They're just working off of each other.
Yeah.
They're not like looking over and being like, hey, are you doing it? They're having a good time when you get dancing guys doing it right, and gals. He did seem like she was on a leash that was attached to his eyeballs, like not in the pervy way, like he's looking at a rack or something, because she's built like a 10-year-old boy. We're really throwing her under the bus.
She didn't. She put herself there.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, he was holding her by the hand throughout that whole dance scene.
He's like, remember, tap, tap, tappity, tap, tap. And then I'll pause, and then you do the tappity, tap, tap. And then we'll do it together, right? Put your hand out in front and tappity, tap away.
Yeah. Which I guess you can say he's a nice man.
Yeah.
Because I bet Bing, if he was still alive, you know what he would have done?
Punched her in the face and
He would have
walked
slapped her twice, and then he would have walked.
home. Yeah.
He probably wouldn't have slapped. I mean, who knows?
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Would have hit
Who's-
her in the face with a ham.
I heard
I don't
Bing
know.
did some bad things, man.
Yeah, I heard that there's someone recounted most of those tales.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's not. He didn't hit us with bags of oranges.
It was quarters. Get it straight.
That's so much worse than oranges.
We got to get the details right.
Ah.
So Sonny finds a club, and it's a rundown
Club.
club.
Yeah,
That's
I mean-
all it ever was a club. They
I-
did not hold wrestling matches in this place. It's Art Deco. Like, it's huge auditorium type place.
It's
that
a club.
It's a club. That's all it ever was. But it's run down and boarded up. And so Sonny starts feeling his dream. Oh, I want to turn this into something. It's beautiful. But then she's inside. Ooh, she's skating around. Transparent skating.
Ghosty skating.
It was very spooky how she just kept popping around the boxes.
He's not really questioning her superpowers at this point. Like, it's obvious that she's got superpowers because she can turn into orange neon and shoot into space and transparent roller skate, but he's just kind of going with it. Hey, when are we going to bang?
I don't ever question Sonny's lack of intelligence. At any point during this film, it starts out with him getting tired of making paintings of himself. Then he goes back to a job because he couldn't make a living making paintings of himself. He's an idiot.
Yes, he is indeed. So he finally goes back to work after some dialogue with her, and she just kind of disappears again. And he's giving his boss grief, and he still hasn't had that goddamn painting done. It's not even halfway. He's like, oh, don't rush perfection, or this isn't how she looks. And the boss guy's like, no, I don't care. Get it done. Sonny should be fired. He does get fired later, but I don't think Sonny's ever a good employee. No amount of quality work or speed is worth this guy.
Until you find out that he makes minimum wage, then you're like, oh, he doesn't steal. He didn't steal anything. He didn't leave the door open. He didn't burn the place down. He does finish a painting once a week, which is more than the other three dickheads making minimum wage.
They don't make anything at all. They just talk to Sonny. Want
Yeah.
to know what's going on in Sonny's world. What's up with you, Sonny? Hey, Sonny, let's give you some more grief, Sonny. No, you assholes also need to get back to work, because I haven't seen you fuckers paint anything either.
See, they're not even characters. They're props.
They're placeholders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're plot devices.
For actual people. Well, Sonny's not fired. That's when he goes to hang some posters or these pieces of art at the record store and runs into Gene Kelly again. Danny.
That's when they go upstairs and listen to his record.
And he has the flashback of Olivia Newton-John. So then we know that he was in love Gene Kelly was in love with Olivia Newton-John's character back in the day.
Right. So does that mean that Gene Kelly and Michael Beck are Eskimo brothers?
We will save that for one of my questions later.
Yeah, that's a question. We're not there yet to that part of the
All right,
show.
well, we're all thinking it.
Oh, I've got a bigger question.
Oh,
Much bigger.
is it soft?
That's not it either.
Well, Danny wants to open a club because apparently he was a clarinet player for Glenn Miller, and he owned Danny McGuire's club for a while in 1945, and it was great. He wants to do it again, even
Yeah.
though he's getting close to 70. Maybe Danny's not, but Gene Kelly is. So I also have to apply Gene Kelly's age at the time to Danny McGuire. It's probably not your time, Danny. Quit living in the past, man.
What do you think he built
A club? What do you mean?
before he builds his bullshit land? He's like, I'm a builder. I'm in the construction business.
He is?
Yeah. Even though he owns the record store? I don't know. Wait a
No,
second.
Danny doesn't own the record store.
What's he just down there buying
He's
records?
just down there buying records.
And then they go to his house?
Right.
Yeah.
God damn, does Sonny never go to work?
No, he just bails on work. The truck with all the posters is
Which-
still parked out front of the record store running
Which-
in the middle of fucking El Segundo.
Which is funny because he shows up early and stays late, but when he's there early and when he's there late, he's not actually getting the painting done.
No, he's not. He's just staring at it.
Oh, what a dickhead.
Yes, Sonny is a dickhead.
I don't like Sonny one bit.
Well, Danny has a little bit of experience with real estate, as you said, because
Construction.
He says this is probably the most awkward line in the whole movie, believe it or not, and it goes escaped. I had to see this like 10,000 times to catch this. He's explaining why he can't have a club because he hasn't found the right one. Now, he keeps going to agents, and he says that agents don't understand it. You got to have that certain connection, like you and your Kira girl. So is Danny saying that real estate is like boners?
Or is it like art?
Or is it just like love?
Yeah, I don't think it's any of those things.
No, it's like bullshit.
It's magic.
Real estate is magic.
Real estate. Yeah, bro.
There is
Abracadabra,
nothing
There's a house for you.
sexy,
Your money is my money. Alakazam.
romantic, hot, or magical about
Real estate.
real estate.
Yeah, there's not any like.
It's one of the most boring things ever.
There's not any sexy shows about real estate agents. There's sexy shows about doctors, lawyers, cops, everything else. There's no like sexy real estate agent show.
No.
No. Even the ones that they try to pull off is like
Or was somebody a
sell
real?
my house or whatever.
Oh god damn it!
And they have the real estate agent there, and that real estate agent is really not in the house. They just show really awful pictures of the people's like mold in their bathroom and stuff. And the real estate agent going, "Yeah, that's kind of gross."
It's because most real estate agents are fat and put on way too much perfume. They're hideous people, normally. That's why if you ever have any talent at all, you can get into real estate and really kick ass because you're dealing with a bunch of other nutsacks.
It's a good thing that we don't use our last names because otherwise none of us would ever be able to buy a house.
Yes, or sell real estate for that matter.
Wait a second, don't you have a podcast?
Yeah, didn't you say I was fat and smelled terrible?
He's saying that while he's eating a hot dog and has mustard on his collar.
Be like, no, my husband said that.
And spraying it off with some more Dracar Noir. Hold on, let me clean this off. I got some cool water in my pocket.
Oh god! Some guy came in to a place where I work, and he was coated in aspen. Just
Oh, no!
coated in it. It was like he bathed in it. Like my eyes burned for 10 minutes after that guy left.
You should have asked him what he did for a living.
Oh, I knew, and I won't say. And it didn't make any sense.
Real estate agent.
It wasn't a real estate agent.
All right. So Danny's reflecting on the past and thinking about his long lost love. And she appears with a band that I believe is like a memory shot. It's him reflecting on a number that they did because he's singing the words, and there's a clarinet player dancing with her at the start of it.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah. But then he fades into a ghost.
It's hard to tell what's going on up there because you can only it's 50% transparency.
Yeah.
So in the distance of his weird room, there's some bullshit going on in the corner.
Right. And when they fade up, all his furniture disappears.
Which was only done so they could finish the effect, because they had to get him transparent for a reason at some point, because they both had to be 50% before they could take the furniture out.
Why?
Because if he wouldn't have been at 50% and he had to actually have been faded right before they did that, so he would have gone out with the furniture if he was part of that same shot.
But the walls don't go away. Why can't they just do
The camera was still. They moved all the furniture out of there without moving the camera. They dissolved. That's how you do that. They had to do a dissolve on him to get him to 50%.
Yeah, okay, now I get it. Because I was thinking like, well, it looks like shit no matter what they do.
Yeah.
They should have just cut.
Those are like barely non-practical effects.
Yeah. Ugh, terrible. So they have their little tappy tap dance number, which also leads me to wonder, so he's a jazz clarinetist?
I guess so, yeah. Ballroom.
Is he also a professional tap dancer?
Nobody sure can dance.
So is it just for this? Like, there's no story relevance to this
No.
dance scene. It's just hey, we need to have a dance scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Gene Kelly.
All right.
The man floats.
Well, Sonny, meanwhile, still hasn't finished that damn painting. He's back at work. It's late at night. And Kira shows up. So guess what? He's not going to finish that goddamn painting. They're going to go skate around the recording studio.
So this is inspiration? What is going on with this? It's
He says that, here, I'm going to take you out roller skating. And she's like, well, where are we? What is this place? This is the recording studio. Well, the recording studio doesn't sound very much fun. Oh, don't worry about it. They put in all sorts of cool stuff in here for inspiration.
that doesn't make any sense.
Like trains and beaches and cityscapes.
A rooftop where parts just fall.
Lasers.
Doors.
for inspiration. What kind of bullshit Mickey Mouse asshole business record store is this goddamn thing?
I don't know. This is just more music video happening, especially where the train stops in front of the park bench and then steam starts shooting everywhere. What the hell is that supposed to be?
I don't know.
That doesn't happen
It's
anywhere.
not symbolic of anything. Look out for that train that's gonna run into a park bench that we're sitting on.
I'm hoping the train hits them. It doesn't. But then the train stops and they don't really get out of, they just get up. They don't get out of the way. So my hope is like back up. Like, oh, they just got up and started skating around in front of it. Then it stops behind the park bench and then steam shoots everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Where does this happen in the world? Did I miss something?
Sunnyland. Xanadu. That's where Sam.
This is why Quebec City is so popular in the summer.
French Canada. Oui, oui.
I don't know. My favorite was the beach with the fan that was blowing. Like, if that was real sand, you would just be blinded. And the crappy mirage,
or the slowly erecting palm trees.
yes,
And
the
why
boner trees.
why they have is that a money saver that
Deflate the palm trees. We're
deflate
done
the
here.
palm trees? Don't just have normal foam fake palm trees like everybody else. We saved a bunch of cash by getting these inflatable ones, but when you want to be around them, you gotta turn them on.
Maybe the whole thing's like a giant Murphy bed, and you push a button and it all folds into the wall, so you can actually get some fucking work done around there.
so that it's just open space. Yes, this is what we want here. Nothing but concrete floors. This means business. Yeah.
These records will sound great.
This is the point where I noticed that, God damn it, they've got to use the whole song.
Yeah. Milk the soundtrack, because that's what's going to sell on this goddamn movie is the soundtrack,
Yeah.
not the movie itself.
And then you don't have to write a screenplay.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Or your screenplay can be 8 pages long.
Is
Well,
that true? Was it only?
I don't
pages?
know, but I feel like it was, and that there's about 10 lines of dialogue followed by dance sequence.
Well,
and then you fill in the blanks if you're the director, and he at one point only came up with the steamy train.
To put it into perspective, I wrote a screenplay today. It was 3 pages, intended to be 5 minutes long.
Huh.
So there you go. Do the equation. If it's 8 minutes, there's only 10 minutes of actual anything happening.
Usually
in this
the
movie.
way that screenplays are formatted is so that you do 1 minute per page.
Yeah. I made blocks of sections like Michael Bay where it just says action. Don't worry about that. I'll fill that in later.
You describe it like what is Shane Black? This is the kind of house I'd want to own when I'm banging all the chicks. Rather than he's writing to the person reading it, rather than keeping it in the story world.
Right. So they leave the club, or they walk to the club. They leave the recording studio and they walk to the future Xanadu, and they go inside and look around, and Danny's thinking it and she's thinking it, and it's happening. He realizes that he wants to turn this into a nightclub because of her. She inspires him so much, and now he's got a guy that wants to own a club as well. So it's all coming together.
Yeah. I like the, can you see it all now? Like, right here could be a dance floor. You mean the fucking dance floor you're standing on? Ugh.
Yeah, that's the next day when Danny shows up with him, and they just walk on in. They don't even have real estate agents by this point. They just have the keys. They already own Xanadu.
Yeah, which when he first goes there, he can't get in.
Right. He has to hop over the fence and climb up on top.
Now, I did notice when he first goes there after he sees her on the album cover there, so he's like, she's in front of this building on the album cover. I should look for her here.
Right.
Logical.
Uh-huh.
He tries to open a different door. So maybe that other one was the one that was open the whole time. And he just wasn't smart enough to try it the first time.
That's the one that the homeless people use to go in and out and have the gay sex.
And use the bathroom in the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah.
What, like, can you see it all now, Danny? He's like, no, I'm standing in human shit, and I can hear 2 hobos having sex with each other down the hall.
I'm pretty sure somebody got murdered right over here. There's a lot of blood. So there's a whole culture clash here going on with the dance scene. There's the new music
Yeah.
and the old music.
Oh, and it leads to, guess what?
it all coming together.
A mashup. Before there was even mashups.
Yeah.
Xanadu wrote the book on that.
It sucks.
It sure does.
The old swing band's not terrible, but the fucking rock band, they're called the Tubes. They stink.
Their career was going down the tubes.
Oh, yeah, no shit, huh? What is there, 6 notes in that freaking song and that just loop over and over and over and over again?
I'm a selfish dude and I want to dance.
They're skin tubes.
Won't take a backseat.
Oh.
Stand up, I won't take a backseat, is I think the words to that. It's like that shitty song in, what's that Mystery Science Theater movie we watched? The It Stinks song.
Pod people.
Yeah, Pod People, get your motor running or something like that. But it's like,
I can't remember. It stinks.
hit you on the donut.
Yeah. Yeah. Get the ashes burned now. I don't know. I don't know what they're saying, and neither does anyone else.
Yeah. So now they've come together, and it's time to build the club. But what will they call it?
Here comes Samuel Taylor Coleridge.
Do you know it off the top of your head?
No, that's what I said in that point 5. Is
I
that
know.
35 years later, I'll still wonder why I had to spend 2 sessions of second semester British literature on that poem that I didn't like and don't remember anything about, other than it has Xanadu in it.
I'll paraphrase. A guy named Kublai Khan once said Xanadu is a cool place. So we should call it Xanadu.
Yeah. Right now, there's somebody out there listening that's like a major poetry fan. Is like, this guy doesn't get it.
I believe you're correct.
And you are correct.
I do not.
I do not.
So Sonny goes back to work and he's like, fuck you, I'm out of here. This place is bullshit. I'm fired. I'm firing myself because you're too much of a dickhead to do it. You should have fired me 6 months ago.
He takes it pretty well.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's going to be back, like in 3 days.
Ugh,
and then you know what he's going to do? Not paint very fast, leave a lot.
Sonny is coming back in 3 days.
Yeah.
Really, honestly, I'm telling you.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
But don't worry, their drinks are on the house because he's always wanted to say that.
One of the reasons why he'll be back.
Yeah. Club fails. You spent all of the money.
You're supposed to make money?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no concept of commerism in this movie.
Or to the people that made it. Like, they were like, oh, we got
Commerism.
more money.
Consumerism.
Commerism. Yeah, no, it's a microcosm of itself because they, like, build this club that could never make any money.
Mm-mm.
And the movie, they kept getting more money for it. And they're like, oh, we got the money. We can spend it on this. But at no point did anybody go, are we going to make any of this shit back? Like, wait a second. We're spending because we got it. But you know we're supposed to make money on this, not just spend the money.
But my friends have got to have free drinks, and we need a stage that lights up and glows and shit that comes out of the ceiling, and everybody's dressed in costumes that are matching. Oh, we also have 8,000 employees that work here. They don't actually work; they just dance. Did you see anybody serving any drinks in that place?
I saw one person at the end.
Oh,
Foreshadowing.
yeah. Speaking of Michael Beck and Olivia Newton-John, they're excited. They're so excited about Xanadu that they turn into cartoons.
Have you ever noticed that stupid people get excited about the dumbest shit?
And then turn into cartoons?
I've never seen that part of it.
God knows I have. Stupid people get excited about stupid shit?
Yeah, they do. It's just like, oh, wow, it's awesome.
Like the Monster Truck Show?
Or those, like, vision books.
The Magic Eye?
The Magic Eye.
Dude, I got pretty excited about that shit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
Am I stupid? I might be stupid. I'm not saying I'm stupid or smart. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I could use
Are you
one of
calling
those.
me stupid?
I would have liked to look at those for an hour and a half instead of this movie.
Well, you don't get to.
It's a dinosaur.
They turn into cartoons. Then they turn into cartoon fish. Then
Yep.
cartoon birds.
Right out of The Sword and the Stone.
And then they explode into glitter. So, again, I know it's a music video. I'm trying to justify it. How does that fit into anything?
So,
Like,
it
is
doesn't.
that part of her power? Did that actually happen?
That was the part that I told you about in the point 5 was they forgot one of the songs.
Right,
and
so they had Don Blue. I
that-
get all that.
And you know what happened here, though?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't use the whole song because animation is too expensive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So they only used part of the song. That's the only time they used part of the song is because they couldn't keep that shit. The level of animation that was happening.
Not to mention Don Bluth, like, right in his prime, too.
Yeah, that was expensive shit right
Yeah.
there. Actually, I think Don Bluth is really going to hit his stream. This is probably when he's still at Disney.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, well, I don't know how it works into the whole story. I know how it works into the production of the film, but I don't know if, like, she did all that with her powers?
All what? Like,
Turn into cartoons, then cartoon fish, then cartoon birds, then glitter.
I guess. I mean, she's magic.
Yeah. Well, he
That's-
doesn't know that yet.
It's because he's an idiot.
That's true.
You got turned into a fish. So are you magic? I just turned you into a fish. So you're magic then,
So
right?
you want to go to the skate park? He never questions anything.
No. Except for why he needs to be at work.
His only question. What am I doing here? This place is a drag. I should go skate around Santa Monica.
He's one of those guys that you have to put in a room without windows. Because if he can see outside, he will just go to there.
No music.
Nothing.
Nothing. One light. It's harsh. It's a harsh light.
And some things to alphabetize. And that's it. And when you get it back, he alphabetized everything by their first names. And you're like, oh, fuck.
You suck. You suck, Sonny. Sonny, whatever, Madison or whatever the hell his last name is.
Something with an M.
Malone.
Malone.
There we
yes,
go.
Sonny Malone. Sam Malone. Sonny Malone. No, not quite the same. So they have the Danny fashion show because tomorrow is opening of Xanadu. They've got the place built in like an hour. Remodeled.
It takes a matter of weeks because they have a champagne party after week 1.
Oh, that's true. It's true. But we don't get involved in that. We just skip to the end of week
It
1.
being done.
Yeah.
And how long Sonny's been without food or drink because he doesn't have a job. Quit a little prematurely before the opening of the club.
Yes, he did. All his eggs are in one basket.
Yeah, but he strikes me as somebody who does a lot of things prematurely.
Well, to tell you the truth, to tell you the truth, Sonny actually, this may be the best thing that he's got going on. Because let's face it, Sonny's investment in Xanadu is a nothing. Like, no money, no experience, no planning. No, he just shows up and is like, hey, I'm your best friend now, right, Danny? Yeah, we should open a club together. I'll foot the bill.
And then he has one wild, coked out night, sex with all the teenage girls, heart attack. Guess whose name's on everything? Sonny. How much money did you lose, Sonny? Looks like all of it. Every damn cent. It's gone.
You owe us $1 zillion,
Yeah,
Sonny.
he's like, I turned into a fish.
That's great, Sonny. You still owe us $1 zillion. So, unfortunately, though, with all the excitement about Xanadu and Kira and Sonny's relationship, Kira's starting to question whether she can even handle it. She's too much in love with Sonny. Why is that a problem, you might say?
I wonder.
Well, it is a problem because she's got a job.
Huge problem. Gainful employment.
I was about to say huge boners. But whatever.
No.
Not a huge boners. She is a muse.
Is that really a job? I mean, is it?
I think it's your responsibility.
Yeah, but it's like, a cat eats mice. That's not really its responsibility. It just does that to stay alive.
Well, what if the mice are a real pain and nobody likes them? It's that cat's damn job to kill those mice.
Otherwise, it dies.
Think of it as
I don't know.
Think of it as Spider-Man. Use the classic Spider-Man analogy. With great power comes great responsibility. She has great power.
I wouldn't call it great.
She can make herself appear in a living room and television at the same time and then have a conversation with herself.
Well,
I think that's
okay,
more powerful
you're
than
right.
Spider-Man.
It is. And then by that standard, she's not holding up her end of the bargain on the great responsibility aspect of things because she's using it to, I have all this power and what am I doing? Starting up discotheques.
She's inspiring Sonny.
She should be doing something else.
like inspiring cancer to fuck off.
Yeah, or world hunger ending it, or any of those war. What's she doing? Discotheque. You're magic, and you're just discotheque.
Everybody likes discotheque, though, Sam. Can't stop the discotheque. So yeah, Sonny has a problem with her being a muse. She has a problem with her being in love with Sonny, so she just bails. She bolts. She goes back to some place.
Mount Olympus?
That's one of my questions that we should probably address right now.
They got hit by an electric sign company pretty hard.
Yeah, no shit.
Somebody came through with a 25% off neon and whoo-wee, did that place up nice.
Yeah, Olympus kind of sucks.
Yes.
It's black,
It's got some light bars,
light bars,
some voices.
disembodied voices.
Like, what does she do when she's not musing?
She just stands there and looks at all those sparkles. That's supposed to be Zeus and his wife,
Hera.
Hera.
I didn't get that. I didn't know that the sparkles were supposed to be Zeus and Hera.
Was it?
Is that what you're saying?
It was, because that's where the voices were coming from. Like, every time that they would talk, the sparkles would happen.
I thought that was just part of Mount Olympus and it's other bullshit, the orange stuff.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you did better than us.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess.
that was just the conclusion I was drawing. Kind of like the glow bugs that were flying around the guy. Sonny, that they wouldn't let him move from his spot once he got in there.
I thought that was like a force field.
Eh,
Jackie thinks more fantasy. I think more Star Trek.
yeah.
She's a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Like, if you would have got into a tar pit, you'd like, get out of there.
Gone into a tar pit.
Yeah.
What?
TNG, man.
if you
Joshua Yar got killed by the tar
Yar.
monster.
Yeah, there's like 4 people that are gonna know that, and they're all right now being like, "Sup, Sam?"
And one of them's like, well, he doesn't get Coleridge, but he does get TNG.
Oh, also Denise Crosby, you suck. So he goes into the wall to convince Zeus that she needs to come back because he loves her, and that Xanadu's not going to happen without her, I guess. And I don't know what she does.
But
I guess
in
she
reality,
sings the theme song.
If he would have went full speed at a cement wall, he just would have been fucking dead. He just would have been brained right there on the side of the wall.
Or at least knocked over.
I'm led to believe that happens about once a day in Santa Monica.
I did it.
You just stayed at full speed into a wall?
So I was going down a hill, and I had 2 options, traffic or wall. So I got going as slow as I could, which was really fast. And I hit that wall, and I couldn't get up for like 2 minutes. It hurt real bad.
Damn it.
I think that Santa Monica is not necessarily littered with bodies, but the walls have bodies piled up on them, and you just, as a visitor, you just go there and what's with like, so that they just like scoop all of the bodies up against the wall. A local would say, nope, that's just where they all die. They skate right into walls.
Yeah. Nobody scooped me up. I lay there for 2 minutes. So here's the thing. I was like, oh, what? This sucks. And then all of a sudden, oh, this is pagan bullshit.
How do you say that? All right, what's going on there? Well, other than the
Then Zeus.
Greek mythology.
Yeah.
That's not pagan. Pagan is British, dude.
Pagan just means that they have multiple gods.
No, the pagans were actual people. They're like the Philistines.
All right, well, whatever.
Yeah, that's
They're
just
not.
multi-denominational.
Looks who looks stupid now. Our fact man is a retard.
Yeah.
Till we get some fact checking going.
Oh, speaking of fact checking, I keep meaning to bring this up, but nice job on the quiz you gave the other day, Jackie. Jay-Z does not own the Maybach Accelero that was used in a Jay-Z video. That's owned by a guy named Bird. It is also not the world's most expensive car at $8 million. So you're wrong on that. Cameron Diaz did appear nude in the movie Sex Tape. So you were also wrong on that. So there's your corrections.
The internet is a dirty, dirty liar.
Yeah, you need to dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Don't read articles from 2011.
Yes, paganism is a broad group of religions, including modern pagan religions, indigenous religions, and historic polytheistic religions, and is often taken to exclude monotheism. So I was right and you were wrong.
I should eat a dick.
Or you should eat a skin tube.
Oh boy. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, I guess pagan, whatever. So everybody that's not Christian is pagan. That's butt.
It is what it
Whatever.
is. This is some pagan bullshit,
I guess
though.
I'm pagan because you know what? Fuck, Zeus might as well exist. Makes no
And-
difference to me.
Hopefully he's not as stuffy as he is in this movie.
He is very stuffy, but he eventually reneges, and she can go back to.
Does he, or does he just get distracted on
He gets-
something?
yeah, he gets confused.
No, he gets nagged to death by Hera, who's like, just let it happen, asshole. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, listen, just shut up and I'll let her go down there.
Zeus had sex with a lot of things, like cows. spiders, like everything.
You know what? We're gonna get to that in the questions.
All right, okay. Zeus is a real dick. So now it's time for Xanadu. Club opens. They're skating in a circle.
I think a lot of the budget went to just the end sequence.
Oh, I know it did. It's pretty epic.
The 30 people skate dancing in unison. I bet that shit didn't happen overnight. Wonder how long they practiced that crap.
And the freaking set.
Paying all those people and a coordinator in a warehouse.
Yeah.
For 4 weeks to get them to get that thing figured out.
Yeah. No, it is quite the achievement and bullshittery. The final. I start hating the movie about 3/4 of the way through it, and I get back in at the end because it's a production.
Well, it's a production.
Well, it's Xanadu. She opens with Xanadu. She comes out of the stage. The muse, she's back. She's got a Faradoo, feathered hair. I was telling Jackie she needs to bring back the Faradoo.
I was unaware that was a thing.
The Farrah Fawcett hair, feathered sides, man, long hair with
thing,
feathers.
dude,
I think that's the sexiest haircut that's ever existed.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Damn it, it's bullshit. Well, she closes with Xanadu, but then she doesn't close with Xanadu. She has a medley.
There's a hiatus. It's a Xanadu medley with a Xanadu hiatus.
With different genres of music and her wearing different outfits.
It's her half-assing a bunch of different styles.
Yeah, no shit.
Again, like, this is the one that really showcases her ability to do everything, but nothing very well.
But then she comes back to Xanadu. She pulls a Europe. She does the final countdown twice in a row. Then she blasts into space.
It should be, yes. It should be mentioned, or does she? It should be mentioned that at one point, the sort of fun, accidental point of this film would be when the guy is on the tightrope and she's in front of him, and at forced perspective, she's just holding his nuts, and it is really funny looking.
It's like the guy from when the Black Eyed Peas hosted the Super Bowl, and the guy on the bouncing tightrope.
That was Madonna.
What was that?
That was Madonna.
I lose track of time. Either way, it's a guy on a tightrope.
Yeah, and then after she like holds his nuts up there, she lets him go, and then he smashes the shit out of him on the rope. There's a lot of nut watching in this movie because there's a guy that has a serious package in the earlier sequence as well. The pink leotard guy.
Uh-huh. He's doing the top secret ballet scene, basically. Huge. I don't know if it's a huge dong, but it's a huge bulge, because I imagine nobody has a dong that packaged full. You gotta be stuffing something down there. It's just not realistic. I mean, seriously, what is it? 12 foot long?
I don't know, or you've got these really giant balls.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
I don't know.
Irradiated balls? Like, you might want to get those looked at, buddy? I don't know. He's probably thinking, you're right, I do want to have somebody look at these.
You! I have you look at him right now. That's what's happening.
Ball looker. So, Xanadu's open night has happened, but he's all bummed now because she's got to go back to being a muse. Or does she? Apparently she works there. Apparently he hired her last week.
To be a waitress with
an
awesome hat.
And this is when he finds out she's actually only 14.
Whoa.
Oh.
1,000.
I'm 26.
1,000.
And then the guy, Gene Kelly's character's already coked out of life. He's written his last check. And, he's there holding the bag. All the debt and a 14-year-old girlfriend. Time to go to jail.
Credits close on Xanadu the song 3 times in a row. They really milk the ELO at the end of this movie. Like halfway through, there's not very much ELO going on. And then the whole end is just ELO song after ELO song.
Mm-hmm.
Which keeps you in, I guess. Questions?
I have a question for Jackie because she's more attuned to, one, the things that happen in this film, and two, the fantasy elements. When she comes back at the end, is she human or is she just... This is part one of the question.
Mm-hmm. When she's the waitress.
Because I'm the dickhead in the press conference.
Not when she comes back and does the stage shit.
No, when she comes back as the waitress.
Okay.
One, is she now human and is going to live a human life? And if she is not, then is this sort of like Eowyn and Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings where she's going to have to watch him die?
I'm going with Lord of the Rings answer.
So
okay.
she is a muse still. She's immortal.
She's on loan. Until Zeus remembers, like, hey, where the hell is that other muse? Oh, yeah, that's right. I told her she'd go bang around with that dude in San Francisco. she
Santa
needs to get
Monica.
back to work. And then when he finally remembers, then she'll be like, "Well, see ya," and he'll be like, "But I'm gonna die soon," and she's gonna be like,
But
well,
she's acting
fuck
like,
off.
but she's acting like she doesn't even like. I don't know who you are. So like everything that just happened isn't part of.
Oh, maybe she's a different girl that looks just like the Muse, and it's coincidence that she works at the club as well,
Or is it
and it's fate.
or is it some Total Recall bullshit and she's like Sharon Stone?
Ooh,
Ooh,
is that your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a
Or
bitch.
she's a robot and one day he's going to come home from his hard night at the club like I Love Lucy and she's going to be trying to beat their son to death with her arm that she took off and he's like, "What the hell is going on in
Does
here?"
not compute.
Does not compute. He's like, "That's not even a real kid." And yes, I just take my arm off and hit shit with. I'm a robot.
Yeah, I honestly, I think here's what I got. That she gets on loan from Zeus. I'm with you on the gets on loan thing. Like, it's permanent, but Zeus is finicky, and he can change his mind at any point and take her away. So she is on loan, but she doesn't know. Like, he also wiped her memory and then just plugged her into the club, and so that she can live this existence. But she's mortal. No, she can't be mortal, because then she wouldn't be on loan. And Zeus can't just get rid of a muse.
Yeah, this is a real boggle.
That is a boggle. I guess the best you could do is that it's just some random lady that looks just like
Carbon
Olivia Newton-John.
copy.
Yeah,
Nobody will know any better.
yeah. I guess not.
He's an idiot.
Jackie, what's your question?
Where did the other electric girls from the mural? Where did those other muses go? Like, we see them shoot up in the air, and then they just fuck off the whole movie, and then just show up in random department store scenes, and at the very end, they're all like part of the dance chorus line. And we forgot to mention that Conan the Barbarian's girlfriend was in.
Sandal Bergman.
Sandal Bergman.
Yeah,
yes.
was one of the muses.
Speaking of somebody who can really dance, she was she was way above everybody else. She has that same thing and she floats. She doesn't it's like her feet aren't even on the ground.
I would normally say that they are like there's an explosion, like it's a renaissance,
I know what they weren't doing.
inspiring people.
Cancer, world peace,
Yeah.
war.
Yeah, I would think normally that the litter caused a renaissance and that there's going to be all these great works of art that happen in a period of time, and in 500 years people will be like, look back and be like, this is the Santa Monica era of art. But no, they do just show up to dance around with them. So is she the lead muse?
Or yeah, that's
Muse A?
she's in the middle, so yeah. In the mural, she's the center.
She's the boss muse.
Yeah.
So
She's
she
behind
could,
everybody.
She could be like, you know what? I need you guys around me today. I want you guys to do dancing bullshit. And so she just telepathically calls them in from whatever else they're doing.
Yeah, one of them inspired a hot dog guy to include Polish sausages on the menu.
Ooh.
Another, inspired a guy to get some new socks.
Ooh.
And she was like, you know what? Go inspire some people. I don't give a fuck. I just need some me time. And then
Until I call you so that we can have a dance off in
number.
this department store. Okay. All right. What happens now?
what's now?
The club is closed, because that kind of goes in with my question.
The club is closed. I think we all agree on that.
Okay, because that goes in with my question. Is at the very end, right, where they're having all the montage business?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that just the whole entire run of the club? And then at the very end, they're like, well, that was a good run, son. And then she comes back at the end, and it's been like 15 years, and the club is
so you're like,
closing, and there's nothing left. And what now? Well, the club.
so it's a time jump is what you're saying is the end.
That's kind of what I got from it, is that
Huh.
I didn't get that.
like this was a whole bunch of different nights where she would come back, and there were different themes for each
Whoa.
night.
Wow.
And then at the very end, she's not going to come back anymore, but then she comes back one last time as the waitress or whatever.
What?
Yeah, that's blowing my
And they're
mind.
Yeah.
going to close the club.
I think you're just making it up. I didn't get that at all.
Well, that's what my mind told me was going on. But my mind can be kind of a liar when it drinks
Your
too many
mind brain.
Krabbies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, we all know that the club doesn't. We all agree that the club doesn't work. They spent
doesn't make
spent
it.
all the money.
Yeah, it's
There's
too
no way. It
expensive.
doesn't matter how popular it is. They spent all the
Unsustainable.
money. Yeah. Say it does work. Say that we're wrong about that. Let's play by the movie's rules, and that Xanadu is the ultimate club of all time.
So they go to, Tuesday through Thursdays, dollar beer night. People get stabbed in the parking lot twice a week, but they keep some cash coming in.
Yeah, I guess.
Because the beer's cheap.
Yeah.
You're willing to risk a stabbing for $1 beers.
Oh yeah, and usually if you got stabbed, it was your own fault because you got too drunk and started mouthing off to somebody who had a knife.
That's right.
Here's what I think happens.
Okay.
The club is uber successful. It's the greatest club of all time. It doesn't have all this violence that you guys are talking about. Everybody wants to go. It makes all the money. Sonny Malone he has no job there. He's a partner in verbal contract.
At no point did Danny ever said that they'd share in decisions, they'd share in responsibility. They never said anything about profit.
He said that we would get in arguments.
Yeah, never said anything about the cash.
It's like
Hey,
a marriage.
they gave him a jacket that said Xanadu.
Yeah.
I think that's all that Sonny's ever going to see out of Xanadu. I don't think Sonny sees a penny. I think
He gets free drinks, I'm sure.
I think the guy that financed the place eventually says, you know what? Get the fuck out of here, Sonny.
Or he just lets him live upstairs to see how long he goes before noticing he doesn't get paid. And that's
Milton.
27 years.
Yeah, that's it. That's the last straw. I'm burning this place down.
Yep. Except he wouldn't even notice. Somebody would tell him after he retired, like, retired from what? You never made any money. You're supposed to make money?
Do you guys have any other ideas on the outcome that you'd like to share?
Other than, I think the stabbings, that was it.
Okay.
I'm sticking with my montage run.
Who does Kira work for?
Zeus.
Right.
Sis.
Right. She is a muse. But who does she actually inspire? Who benefits in this movie?
Glenn Kelly.
Glenn Kelly. Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly.
Danny.
Danny.
I don't know that Danny losing all of his cash really benefits.
No, I'm saying we have to play by the rules of this movie that it's the greatest club of all time. That's what's gonna happen by the sake of its own rules.
Then Sonny is going to do something finally with his life, even though it's not painting.
But she inspires both of them.
Because Danny didn't follow his muse when he had the chance. He decided to get into construction.
Oh, I see.
And so
I
later
see.
on he gets the second chance, and so they both get it.
Okay, so let's tie into your Eskimo Brothers question.
Okay,
What you
first
got?
question, does she poop?
No.
She does not poop.
Why would you even bring that up? Why not?
Because does Zeus poop?
Why not? Everybody
No.
poops.
I don't think Zeus poops.
There's a book called Everybody Poops. I'm
Is
pretty
Zeus in it?
I haven't read it. I'm gonna be honest.
It's a long read.
however-
it's 7 or 8 pages.
However, the title explicitly says everybody
He's
poops. Not everybody poops except for Zeus and Kira.
he's not a body though. He doesn't have.
He's Sparkles. According to Jackie, he's
uncorporeal.
Sparkles.
He's uncorporeal.
Okay.
He doesn't poop.
He consumes energy.
Does she have a vagina?
No.
So this is
That's
where
why they never get to Bone Town.
that's why she's always like, you know what?
Getting out of town before it's time to
Yeah.
do the deed. I can see that.
It's like you're going to be real disappointed.
Well,
when...
if she doesn't have a vagina, then she definitely doesn't have a butthole. And if she doesn't have a butthole, she does not poop.
Yeah, I don't think she has. I think she's a treasure troll. She's just smooth. And in fact, if you take her bathrobe curtains off, her hair stands up.
And she has a
think it's a
really
button.
awesome gem in her belly button.
Yeah.
That's where her muse powers come from.
Yeah.
Jackie, do you have another question?
No.
Okay, Sam.
Do you think that somebody saw this, like the weekend that it came out before it was a fucking failure,
Uh-huh.
and they owned a roller rink, and they were like, game changer?
They went and bought this soundtrack and they started having Xanadu night. And they were like, bring your most sparkly outfit, people. Those with the best sparkles win. And then they played red light, green light, but it was a
And then
disaster.
3 weeks later, they're in a diner, broke, reading a paper, and their headline is Xanadu tanks. He's like, you're telling me.
Xanadu is correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Recommends?
Don't.
I don't like it.
You know, second tour of duty in my adult life, I am also going to say do not watch this movie. It's crap.
I did not have fun.
Yeah, the first time it was kind of magical. The second time I just was like, oh my God, thank you, Gene Kelly,
Yeah.
for being in this movie so that I can stand and watch it.
There's movies that you can see that are for all ages. I bet I probably wouldn't have hated it so much if I saw it was younger. First time seeing Xanadu at 35, bad deal.
Yes, indeed.
Fievel was a much better movie.
Fievel's a good movie.
Yeah, because there were no cats in America. and the streets
What does
were paved with
volleyball have to
cheese.
do with anything?
Because
Don Bluth?
it was a musical too.
Oh, all right.
There are no cats in America, and the streets are paved with cheese. Is there are no cats in America?
Get to the chopper.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.